Hey, Shalom. All praises, glory, honor, and fear to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakodash. Belongs to elders and apostles, citation elect, the real house of David. The few men that standing, holding their ground, and being unmovable, and abounding in the work of the Lord, the true work of the Lord, not the works of men. Not praising men, not praising their camp, but praising the Lord. And it's a great time that we're living in. And I was meditating, musing. I was musing upon everything the Lord is doing right now, and He's really causing our enemies to make a fool of themselves. They're being brought to confusion. You had Biden. He was going up. He was kind of doing a light jog up the stairs to his airplane, and this guy nearly fell down. Man, he tripped up. You got them now talking against Russia, against Putin, calling him a killer. But it's good to say out in Sirach, when the ungodly curseth Satan, he curseth his own soul. And this kingdom is ultimately divided, and also the wicked and the 2/3 of our people. Their power isn't like our power. Our power is one, achad, one faith, one God, one baptism, one truth. But a lot of guys, the reason why there's so much divisions, the reason why because of the word, because of Yahushua when He was on the scene, and right now that the true chosen and elect, the bride, is really showing herself and coming forth out of her bedchamber, we're seeing that a lot of guys are divided in their mind. They're divided. They're unstable. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and that's why I see a lot of guys are going two ways. Lord said, "The kingdom divided cannot stand." So you also have a couple more things going on. You have Governor DeSantis. Florida won't take part in vaccine passports. So we understand the prophecies, Ezra's right. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to because of pride. So pride is hateful before God and man. And by both one depart from his creator and transgress. So we see that there's a lot of things happening, man. And like I got this article here I want to bring out. It's rather heavy, but it's amazing how fast the Lord is really bringing this to pass, and we glory in Him. Like you just had this morning, just in Israel's defense minister Benny Gantz calls Biden's remarks that Putin is a killer bizarre and extreme. Talking that Yiddish, that bastard tongue, because those people over there, they're not the true Jews. They're not in trouble. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble, right? So they're not Jacob, they're Edomites. And you just had a question from the White House said, question, does Biden regret calling Putin a killer? And the White House said no.
Instructed, does President Biden regret calling Vladimir Putin a killer?
No, the president gave a direct answer to a direct question.
So, in the land of uprightness, he will not learn to do justly. And these might be minor, small things, but they're about to really turn up, man. And this thing's really to blow over, and I can see it happening very soon. And that's why I'm not making my arrest, or I'm not, thinking 5 years down the road. I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking about today. I ain't even thinking about tomorrow. I'm just thinking about today. And that's why the Lord said, take no thought for your life, if it is even vapor. So you have to be using your vapor, your breath, to glorify and praise the Lord. Now I'm gonna get this article as well and get some presets, but I wanna bring out these couple passages from the Josephus. I do my best in this crazy, satanic, go, do this, do that, wicked ass world, as using the world, not abusing it. But I like to take a day out of my time to do reading. So I'm just gonna read this passage here. Now, we're living in a time of, this is spiritually Egypt and Gomorrah. So when you really study and meditate upon how Egypt was, what Egypt was doing, their rulers, also about what Gomorrah and Sodom were doing before they were judged by the Lord, you see the same thing happening with America, and that's how we know we at the end. Right? So I'm gonna go to Antiquities of the Jews. And yeah, I'm gonna read right here. Okay, so this is Josephus book 2, all right, from the death of Isaac to the exodus out of Egypt, which we're about to be delivered from the land of the north. This is North America. And I'm gonna go to chapter 5 here. All right, paragraph 5. All right, it says, I'm just gonna get to the point. It says, let me just read. It says, but the king took him by the hand and, quote, "O young man," says he, "for my servant bears witness that thou art at present the best and most skillful person I can consult with. Vouchsafe me the safe favors which thou bestowest on the servant of mine, and tell me what events they are which the visions of my dreams foreshow." And this is what Pharaoh was asking Joseph. He wanted to know what his dream meant. "And I desire thee," here's the point right here. "And I desire thee to," matter of fact, let me get a precept. Let's go to Sirach real quick. And this is what we have, brothers. We have skill. We might not be the richest, most, strongest carnally man, but we have skill in the spirit. And that's what's going to get you through these times. And that's why a lot of guys, why they teach about women all goddamn day. They teach about gold and money and, subscribers and likes. Because they're of the world. Therefore the world heareth them and loveth them. But none of those things that they're really teaching is going to get you through these straits, through this position of difficulty that we find ourselves in. Only Yahweh Shai, and that's what we teach. That's the fullness of the doctrine. The fullness of what we're bringing out is Yahweh Shai. His life, what he went through, what he had to go through, what he's about to do, and us walking that straight line, following his example. And it's an everyday battle, man, a tug of war where this world is trying to suck you back in, draw you back in. And that's why the Lord said there's a time for everything. There's time to embrace, there's time to embrace, there's a time to refrain from embracing. Which that's the time we're in right now. We're refraining from embracing. And we're only embracing those that we know to fear the Lord. Sirach chapter 10 and 30, the poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. You see, Sirach 1 and verse 19, wisdom raineth down skill, in knowledge of understanding, standing, and exalt them to honor that hold her fast, right? And you have to be humiliated first, because humility goes before honor. And when you go to Sirach 38 in verse 6, it says, he hath given men skill that he might be honored in his marvelous works. And that's what's happening. The Lord's being honored of the lowly that is in awe of what the Lord is doing right now. As could say in the Minor Prophets, the Lord shall work a work in your days, though it be told you, and it's being told a lot of guys, ye will not believe. You'll turn your ear from it. You'll hate it. You'll despise it. You'll talk evil of it. You'll come against the Lord's little ones. You know, and that's nothing too. See, the thing is with the true shepherds is that if they don't have one of their sheep, they might have 100 sheep and they'll lose one. Guess what? They'll leave those 99 to go and try to find that one. They'll put their own life in jeopardy, in danger, to go out and find that one, so that he can be whole. He can be complete with him and his sheep. And that's who the Lord is raising up: pastors, shepherds, and leaders according to his own heart. Not the heart of man, the mind of man, but the mind of the Lord. It says, with such doth he heal men, and taketh away their pains. You see that? So by us teaching and our vibration that we're pushing, Yahushai, we're healing men. We're healing men in their mind. And I want to get that definition for skill, because like it says in Job 13:4, they are physicians of no value. But the elect, they're of high value, high quality. And it's all about quality over quantity. It's not about how much you have. See, the Lord said it's not about how much possession a man has. It's not about that. That doesn't matter. You can't take that with you to the Lord's throne. So that word skill is the ability to do something well, expertise, ability, capability, experience, know-how, readiness, right? It says train a worker to do a particular task, and that's what we're on. We're being trained through the Spirit and through the Lord how to complete and do this task. And that word skill goes back into the word discernment and knowledge. You see, having discernment, which is so important in these last moments of this wicked whore Babylon the Great, this valley shadow of death, which is judgment. The ability to judge well. This is skill. It says in Christian context, perception in the absence of judgment with a view to obtaining spiritual guidance and understanding. So let me go ahead and get this in Samuel real quick, because like what I said earlier. Yeah, con. All right, this is of 1 Samuel 17 and 33. I'm sorry, it's 32. You know, and I witnessed something today which was like heavy, because this is the mind frame of a lot of guys. A lot of guys are defeating in the spirit. As you say in Proverbs, a wounded spirit, who can bear it? You know, they're still alive. You know, they still have their body. You know, they can eat still. They can go to work. They can do, even guys that doing the videos, you know. But a broken spirit, they can't bear that. And you have this guy on social media, all right, he claims being an Israelite, and he basically was just pushing this discouraged, defeated, weak spirit. He said, oh, I don't think I'm gonna hold the Passover. See, a lot of guys have that spirit on them because they're drinking of this unworthily. You know, on social media, they'll be, you know, on YouTube, on this internet, they'll talk a big talk, but outside of it, they're not really walking it. And the scripture about a condemned mind. 1 Samuel 17 in verse 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go out against this Philistine and fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. So it's not about age. It's not about how old you are. It's not about, and see, a lot of guys, they oh, I'm an elder this, oh, I'm an upcoming elder. It's not always about if you're an elder or not. See, who was the ones that like gave up Yahushua? It was the chief elders, the priests, the Levites, the scribes, Pharisees, the chief elders. And that's why I was saying in Job, old men are not always wise. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb, only one, man, out of the flock. Now, see, if it was not a man after the Most High's heart, if it was a carnal man and just didn't care about the sheep and the lambs, he just cared about himself, what would have they have done? Oh, it's just one, who cares? I still have 99. What good is that one gonna do? I'm still good. But that's not the true shepherds of the Lord. Let's read that again. There came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. And the Lord said that in Peter's, be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary the devil walketh about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And a lot of guys are being devoured of this world, man. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. You see that? Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear. And this uncircumcised Philistine, which you got a lot of guys there, you might be circumcised in the flesh, but you're uncircumcised in the spirit. You haven't cut off that old man. You haven't cut off that leaven. You haven't purged that out. You know? And the scriptures talk about that, man. Purge out that old leaven that you may be a new lump, a holy lump. And keep the Passover with sincerity. A lot of guys are going to keep the Passover with malice, with leaven. It's going to affect everyone around them. And that's why it's so important to what? Separate yourself, man. Intermeddleth with all wisdom, and see who's really with the Lord and see who's not. And cleave to a man that that is wise, you know. Get you to his doorsteps. It says, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he hath defied the armies of the living God. Now, I'm gonna read this in Josephus, but let me get this as well. You know, you have Pakistan. They're based. Let me see what they just said. Yeah, Pakistan. They just came out and just basically let it be known how they don't trust anything that comes from the West. Yeah, here's right here. It says, says mistrust to anything Western, right? So the Pakistanis, they mistrust to anything that's Western. That's from Esau. So it's heavy, man. A lot of things being exposed. Sirach 6 and verse 35. Start verse 34. Stand in the multitude of the elders. And when you read the book of Susanna, you had the Lord raise up a young youth, Daniel, that was full of strength. He didn't have respect to persons. He wasn't sold out. He didn't really care about money like that. He didn't covet after what the wicked had. He didn't love money. He loved the Lord. So he didn't have that root of evil. He had the root of, he was rooted in the Lord. But he raised him up, and they said, even the elders that were wicked, they said, the Most High has made you an elder amongst us, And cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And that's happened to a lot of guys. These parables have escaped a lot of men. Wisdom has departed from them, because they weren't found worthy for wisdom to sup with them and be with them through these times. It says, cleave unto him that is wise. And that's why you don't see us cleaving to huge amounts of guys and stuff like that. Because wisdom's only manifests unto few, not to many. Unlike a lot of guys like to paint the picture of it, it's not real. And wolves, they move in packs. Remember that. And sheep and lambs do too, but see, they're with their shepherd. They're with Yahushai. And they follow the lamb whithersoever he goeth. Verse 35, be willing to hear every, verse 36, and if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. So you always know what's required and what's the best, what's the best counsel and advice for you. But at the end of the day, we trust in the Lord, not in our own ways. But the Lord said, seek counsel, right? Wise counsel, real counsel, the counsel of the Lord, and then make thy war, you see? And that's who we break bread with, and who we, when you read the book of Psalms, David said, I am a companion to those that fear thee. And only a few fear the Lord, while everyone else, they fear what man thinks of them. They fear death, they fear dying, they fear jail, they fear persecution. They fear anything and everything except for Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai, the things that they can't see. Which, that's the main power that you have to fear is the Lord. This is book of Sirach 9 and verse 15. Let thy talk be with the wise, and all thy communication in the law of the Most High. And let just men eat and drink with thee. Whew. And the reason why Yahushai, he said, he didn't come to call those that don't need a physician, but he came for the sinners and the publicans. Even the Pharisees, scribes, gnashing on him with his teeth. Why is he with sinners? Why did you let that woman touch him? If you only knew who she was, she's a sinner. But see, they was justified by their actions, how much they loved, how sincere and real they were, and humble they were. They weren't busy pointing the finger and calling people out on their shit. They was too busy just keeping it 100, confessing their faults, serving the Lord, anointing the Lord, not being a hypocrite, not trying to fake it. They say fake it till you make it. Well, you ain't gonna make it too far, I'll tell you that, because this world's going down quick. And let just men eat and drink with thee. And when you read the law, it was actually an abomination for the Israelites to sit at the same table and eat with the Egyptians. So same thing today. It's an abomination to basically eat with the Edomites, right? And that when you eat with someone, it's basically like a covenant. That's why the Lord said, at that last Passover, He said, "Eat, this is my meat. It is shed for you. Drink, this is my blood. It is shed for you." That was that covenant. Because you're consuming something together. You're taking it all in together. It says, "And let thy glorying be in the fear of the Lord." You see that? So going back into it, let me read this part from the Josephus. Keep reading here. It says, "And I desire thee to suppress nothing out of fear, nor to flatter me with lying words, or with what may please me." You see that? "Although the truth should be of a melancholy nature." And that's what the truth is. Now, that word melancholy is a feeling of pensive sadness, typically with no obvious cause. It says having a feeling of melancholy, sad and pensive, and that's what the truth causes. This word, this book, this scroll, Ezekiel 2:10, is full of limitations, right? Because the truth, it is gonna hurt, but that hurt, that pain is gonna make you strong. The truth shall be a force. The truth is gonna get you through these times. It says causing or expressing sadness, depressing, right? Because what's the truth? A lot of guys are gonna be destroyed. A lot of guys that are in this truth are fake, are false apostles and false prophets. They hold back their sword from blood. They're cursed doing this work. They're cursed. Okay? Now, another thing I want to read from this is the next chapter, all right, in book 2, Josephus, all right. It says how Joseph, when he was become famous in Egypt, had his brethren in subjection. It says Joseph was now grown up to 30 years of age and enjoyed great honors, right? And why did he enjoy the great honors? Because he was humiliated, man. It doesn't go, you know what I'm saying? That's the way, humiliated for honor. From the king, who called him Sothom Fennec, out of regard to his prodigious degree of wisdom, for that name denotes the revealer of secrets. And what the Lord saying in Amos, He will do nothing. Lord won't do anything unless He reveals His secrets to His servants, the prophets. And that word prodigious means remarkably or impressively great in extent, size, or degree. Colossal, huge, great. So what makes a man great? The Lord does, man, not man. You see? So don't let titles get you deceived of who's a true man of the Lord and who's not. It says gigantic, tremendous, large, amazing, mighty, astonishing, astounding. And when you teach this gospel, it's supposed to be astounding, astonishing, surprising. Not put you back to sleep, but actually wake you up. Extraordinary, breathtaking, fantastic, mind-boggling, mind-blowing, right? These are some synonyms of prodigious, which that was a adjective that these heathens and this king talked of Joseph of. He called him have regard to his prodigious degree of wisdom, right? And that's what's going to keep you stable from falling. And it also means unnatural or abnormal. So we're not going to be natural. We're going to be abnormal. We're going to be supernatural, you know? It also goes into portent. Which that word, I'll get that word portent real quick. Now the word portent is a sign or warning that something, especially something momentous or calamitous, is likely to happen. Whew. And man, the sign is undeniable right now, man. Future significance, right? Prophecy, man. This is all signs. An exceptional or wonderful person or thing, right? And Lord said in Isaiah 8 that the Israelites are for signs and wonders, things to be wondered of. Now I got this article here, so it says things are out of control, right? Things are getting out of control for these nations, these kingdoms. The governments are falling, man, all right? But we are in control. The Lord is in control. He's guiding us. He's directing us. He's taking care of us. It says things are out of control. This is from Zero Hedge, by the way, Zero Hedge. It says things are out of control. There is a shortage of everything, and prices are soaring. What happens next? And this is very symbolic of the 7 years of prosperity and the 7 years of famine that happened in Egypt. But see, the thing is with this kingdom is that they're so proud and gone that just like in the time of Egypt when there was a Pharaoh, let me get this precept. There was a Pharaoh, right? And he didn't know who Joseph was, man. He didn't know the Israelites. They didn't know who the real chosen was. And that's when things started to get real bad for our oppressors. Same thing's about to happen now. So check this out. This is the book of Exodus 1:8 says, "Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph." And obviously he didn't care about his forefathers, because if he did, he would have known who Joseph was, because obviously his predecessors, right, his predecessors, the ones that came before him, right, they would have wrote and spoke of him, you know. This is why it's so important to know your history. Exodus 1:9, "And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mighty than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land." And that's what's happening now. And see, these Edomites, this world, they're mainly afraid of more of our people coming to realization and repent and actually being sealed, because once the elect is sealed, that's it, you know. And they want the enemy, they want, and the wicked, they want the elect, the ones that they they can't really have, you know, because that's what this devil is. He can never be satisfied. He has the whole world in his hand, but the only thing he can't have is the elect. He can't defile their temple, you know. He can't just do whatever he wants to him, and that's driving them insane, because they want to be like the Most High. Psalms 143 and verse 5, "I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the work of thy hands. I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as a thirsty land. Salah, right? And Lord, he's going to vastly hydrate his lane, all right? The elect. Now that word muse, that's what we're doing. We're musing on the works of the Lord, which he's working right now. He's not a God that's afar off. He's a God that's very near. He's not a God of ancient biblical times. He's also the God of right now. And that word for muse in the Hebrew is shayach, meaning to complain, which we're complaining daily. The elect that complain, that cry out daily. It says to study, put forth thoughts, meditate. Let's get that word from meditate. Also means to talk, sing, and speak. Let's get that word from meditate. Think deeply or focus one's mind for a period of time in silence. And that's what the word of the Lord is mostly heard, in silence. You see? So Ecclesiastes. Or with the aid of chanting for religious or spiritual purposes, or as a method of relaxation. Right? Comfort, man. And that word muse in the Edom Online, it actually means to comes from Latin musa, Greek musa. The muse, also music song, which only the virgins, right, the undefiled, the ones that's under the care and authority of either their father or to their husband. So it's heavy, like, scriptures say how Israel was like a dirty whore, but clean Israel up to be like a virgin, and that's what the Father did to his woman Israel, the church, through all this chastisement and trials and tribulations, right, purging us, putting us through the fire, the furnace of affliction, and we're being, what's it say in Corinthians? First Corinthians 8 and 3, if I'm not mistaken, we're being presented to the Lord as a chaste virgin. See, a lot of guys, you act like whores. Look at me, subscribe here, like me, love me. And only reason you open up this Bible is just to get paid. See, you're a whore, you're a fucking whore, man. All you guys are freaking temple prostitutes, man. Spiritual fornicators. Micah 4 and verse 11. Now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled. And that's what this world is saying. They want us to be defiled. They want us to be destroyed. They don't want the temple to be fulfilled and built up and compacted together. And let our eye look upon Zion, right? Our nakedness, our shame. But see, the Lord's not allowing that. He's covering us up. He's defending us. He's giving us that shield. He's got us covered with his blood. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel, for he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. You see, that's how he's going to gather his elect. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I'll make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. So everything that we're gaining and increasing in is all to the Lord, to the praises, exaltation, right, of the Lord, you know. And that's why when you read Revelation, that the 4 and 20 elders, they put down the crowns to the Lord. Basically meaning what? They're giving him their glory, you know, their crown, their head. Judges 5 and 12. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake, awake, utter a song. Arise, Barak, and lead thy captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. Then he made him that remaineth have dominion over the nobles among the people. The Lord made me have dominion over the mighty. And the remainder is what? The remnant, the ones that's left, the ones that's kept for the next day. They're not thrown away. Out of Ephraim was there a root of them against Amalek. Those false Jews, those Edomites, those synagogue of Satan. After thee, Benjamin, among thy people, out of Machir came down governors, and out of Zebulun they that handled the pen of the writer. And the princes of Issachar were with Deborah, even Issachar and also Barak. He was sent on foot into the valley. For the divisions of Reuben there was great thoughts of heart. It says, why abodest thou among the sheepfolds to hear the bleatings of the flocks? For the divisions of Reuben there were great searchings of heart. Gilead abode beyond Jordan, and why did Dan remain? Well, let me jump to the point. Verse 16, it says, there were great searchings of the heart. So there's a great searching of the heart happening right now. It's sad because Reuben means what? Firstborn. So Lord, there's a great searching happening in the spiritual Egypt Gomorrah, who are the true firstborns of the spirit, the first fruits. And they're being found out to be true and real. And Lord's chosen is being known. Psalm 77, and that's why Lord says, Zephaniah, gather yourselves together, ye nation not desired. We're not desired of this world, but amongst each other we have a great fervent love for one another. Surpassing women, surpassing carnal things. You know? Psalm 77 and 4. And you know, when you go to Hebrew, I think it's Hebrews, or Malachi, but it says how, you know, we had fathers of the flesh which we obeyed. How much more of the Father of spirits and live? You know, it'd feel good to satisfy or make proud, you know, your carnal father, or the one that gave you birth, or well, not gave, but you know, your seed, or something like a role model, like a coach or a trainer, or whatever. It feels good when people are proud of you when you're doing a good job. How much more Yahushai? How about Yahushai? Psalms 77 and 4. Thou holdest mine eyes waking. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with mine own heart, and my spirit made diligent search. You see that? Verse 11, I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy work, and talk of thy doings. Whew. See that? So we're talking of what the Lord is doing right now, man. And not everyone's going to like that, because the truth shall be spoken of, and the truth is only going to promote and heal and cleanse and strengthen the few, those that is for. You know. Second Ezra 7:34. But judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. A lot of guys are falling over, they're falling out. But see, those that are with the truth, and the truth with them, they're standing strong. Their mountain is strong. It's firm. So with all these earthquakes and things that's shaking and moving up, the elect, Yahweh Bashiach Shai, gonna abide forever. gonna close out here. This is Micah 6:1. Here, this is God's indictment of his people. Now the word indictment, I'll show you how heavy this is. That word indictment. So this is the Most High's indictment. That word sounds serious towards his people. Indictment, a formal charge or accusation of a serious crime. What's a perfect example of a serious crime in the scriptures? Matthew chapter 23. TWENTYTHREE. Matthew 23, man. That's a serious crime. That's an accusation of the righteous, the few, the one amongst the many. It's a charge. It's a summons, an impeachment. It's a beef. It's beef, man. The action of indicting or being indicted, a thing that serves to illustrate that a system or a situation is bad and deserves to be condemned. Whew. See that? Micah 6:1. Hear ye now what Yahweh saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, the Lord's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth. For Yahweh hath the controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee, and wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants, and I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak king of Moab consulted, and what Balaam the son of Beor answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord. And it's telling you with this whole like Asian hate happening, the whole black people get behind Asian people. See, they're trying their hardest, man, to get everyone unified and on one accord, but it's not gonna happen. Verse 8, he has showed thee, O man, what is good, and this is what you're going to do to overcome the evil. And what doth the Lord require of thee but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. And that's what this truth is all about, man. But Lord, when you're edified, we're in a marvelous, great time. All praises, glory, honor, and fear to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Kakadash, Baba Ball. The demise of all the anti-Yahushais. End of the wicked, the sellouts, the weak in the spirit but mighty in the flesh, and murderers, carnal brute beasts, the end of their world and beginning of it that follow from in the spiritual, the quality. Hey, Shalom.